morning, my name's Dawn, I'm the Reclusive Crafter, and today is Quickfire Friday. This isn't my planned video, actually. I had so much fun on Wednesday doing the mixed media journal card that I thought I came up with this little idea. And if any of you have been around the large supermarkets and things, or the large stores shopping, you quite often pick up these little things, which are kind of like shopping lists to make. And I've ended up with a few of these in my stash somehow. And I thought I'd make some tags out of them. So I've pulled out a very pretty napkin, which I want to use. And all I've done for this to start with is I've trimmed off this bottom bit to take off the advertising logo there, and I've laid out bits of the napkin that I wanted to use on it, and I've basically just put it down with gesso for now. So that's as far as I've got with it. And I think that looks really pretty. I love that. So what I'm going to do now is just embellish it a little bit further. And I thought I'd go one step further than I did on Wednesday. I'm going to use some modelling paste to do a little bit of texture on it. So this isn't for any particular project. This is just because I want to have a play, really. And I pulled out this, which is, I don't know if you can see that, it's kind of a geometric rectangular design, and I thought I'd use this to kind of just disguise the bits on here that want to be disguised. So I'm just going to put a tiny little bit on. I say tiny little bit, that was a huge amount, wasn't it? I just want to have a little bit of texture on here, really. Now, I don't think you're going to be able to see much of that. There is some just around there, but I'm going to be doing other things that will hopefully bring it into view a little bit more. So I'm going to pop a bit more down there, and stuck to my original bits. That was clever, Dawn. And then I want to bring a little bit down here as well, so it kind of just flows down the page effectively, like so. How are we all doing today? It's Friday. Yay, it's going to be a nice weekend, allegedly, in the UK. Anyhow's up. So, apparently we're in for another heat wave. I'm not so sure I'm so keen on that idea, but hey-ho. Can't have everything, can we? It's either boiling hot or freezing cold. Just going to wipe that off. It's always a good idea to try and keep your stencils as clean as possible. Okay, so what I've got gunk on here as well. Let me just give that a quick wipe too. All right, so I've got a little bit of, I'm hoping you can see that. I've got a little bit there. I've got a little bit coming down here, and I've got a little bit there. Okay, now I'm just going to dry that off. It doesn't take long. I have dried the modelling paste, so that's on there, and I did notice when I was drying it that I'd got a little bit on her face. Now the nice thing is when you're using the what's it called, the matte medium, it does allow you to take things off if it's somewhere where you don't want it. So I just took it off her face there. Now what I'm going to do, I've pulled out some little alcohol inks. I've got a very pale pink there, which I'm not sure will actually do a lot. I've got an orchid purple. Let me show you those, sorry. And these were just randomly bought from Amazon. I'm not overly keen on them actually, but I want to use them up. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And I've got a golden sort of sparkle there. So I've got, actually I didn't realise 3 of them are actually metallic and the purple isn't. So I want to see what sort of effect I can get. And I've also got a little bit of the isomeprazole, I think that's how you pronounce it, in there. If you haven't got that, I think nail polish remover would probably do the job as well. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to drip just a little bit. Well, hopefully just a little bit. We shall see. Oh, this one's not been used. Shoot, I hate when they've not been used, because trying to open them up makes a white mess. If you haven't done these before, I have shown this in a video before. You put your pin in. Okay, now put some tissue around the opening, because if you don't, it will literally shoot up everywhere. I have made that mistake. Then pull that out. And then, all being well, you've got an open bottle. That's a bright, bright pink, isn't it? That doesn't make a mess. Okay, let's see. It doesn't want to come out. Come on, I know you're in there. Why aren't you coming out? I know it's open because I had ink on the tissue. Okay, let's see if that's better. You're gonna come out? Ooh. Oh, shoot. Well, there we go. That's the colour of it. That's very pretty, isn't it? And bright. So I don't want a lot. I just literally want to touch this because it's going to be very bright. Okay. I'm glad I had paper on my desk. And now I'm going to spritz it. Quite heavily. Just let that drip away. And just mould itself into the card a little bit. Okay. Is this one open? Yeah, this one's open. Okay, now I'm going to bring a little bit of that gold in there. See how it's all bleeding? It looks lovely, doesn't it? I just want it around where the pink is, and I'm just going to bring a little bit up there in those heavier pinky bits. Just give that another little spritz and get it to move around a little bit. There we go. And I want to just take that pink just off her face there. There we are. And now I'm going to come in with the gold. Oh, that one's not open either. Gosh, I thought I'd used most of these. Okay. Hey, see how that just shot up there? Oh, this is gold too. Looks like it might be pretty. Just going to wipe the bits of my desk that are splattered. Okay, and I'm going to come in with the gold just around those yellowy flowers. Down there a bit. It's gorgeous gold. Look how shiny that is. Very pretty. I'll come in with a bit more spritzel. There we go. Nice. Okay. Get that to merge a bit so that it gives a kind of a shimmer. Now, and I don't like this splodge of brown here. So, I'm going to come in with the light pink and just see if I can tone that down a little bit. I love how all this is shimmering just round here. Just wonder if I can just take a little bit of that off her face. Just a little bit. Okay, let's see what we can do with this pink. See if we can lighten that little bit up there. And bring that down. There we go. And also I want to lighten up here a little bit. Okay. I'm not sure I like the overall effect, to be fair, and I really don't like that brown there. I'm just going to see if I can take some of that out. I like the effect on the butterfly. I think I've got too much on these little flowers here. So again, just going to take a little bit out. And that pink is very pink, isn't it? It's pretty, but it's just a little bit too overpowering. I'm just going to dab a little bit of that off. And I think what I'd like to do is just bring in a little bit of gold just at the top there. Just over those heavier bits of pink. And give it another spray. Just so it splodges around. There we go. That's okay. I've got it all over my hands. That's nice. Let me just wipe some of that off. Right. Now then, I'm a little bit disappointed that I can't, there's not much definition around the model paste that I put on. I'm just wondering if I can perhaps use something to bring that out better. Let me pop a little bit of the pink down here. This one really doesn't want to come out, does it? I'm beginning to wonder if that is isomeprazole in there actually, because it's not doing what it should do. Right, I'm going to dry this off and just see what it looks like, because to me it just looks like a bit of a random mess at the moment, but we shall see. Let's give it a dry off and we shall see what it's like. Okay, so that's all dried off and I'm not entirely happy with it, if I'm completely honest. I'm really disappointed that I can't see the texture very well. So I'm going to try and add a bit more on. I'm not even sure I can get this lined up so that it's similar. Let's just try it and do a little bit there. Oh, now that's nice. I like that. Okay. Maybe I just wasn't heavy enough with the paste. A little bit there. That's lovely. And then we're going to go with kind of sweep round. I like that better. Now I can see the detail a little bit better. Okay, I'm not sure about what's going on up here. I might see if I've got a few little labels perhaps that I can pop on while that's drying. Sorry, just bear with me. I'm just going to grab I've just put my fingers in that, so let me move that out of the way so I can just wipe this off. Here we go. Lovely. Pop that there. Now, let's see what I've got that might make this too big. A lot of what I've got in here, some of it is, I say a lot, some of it is from Scrimping Mummy's Word Soup collection, which is a brilliant collection. Too big. Pop that up there. That's nice. I like that. And I'm just wondering about something just in there. And what I want to do is I want to just splodge that on there. That's nice. There we go. That's what we wanted. And I'm going to just run that around the edge there as well. And just put a tiny little dab if I can without it getting too much. Just to kind of give it almost a mottled, that's nice, there we go, little mottled effect on there. Pop that there, happy with those. Okay, I'm going to pop those on. That one wants to go about there. I'm just conscious that I'm going to be cutting that corner off to make it into a tag, so I don't want to put it too high and further over. And then this piece is going to go in there. Oh yeah, that's nice. I'm very happy with that. Okay, so all that's left to do now is I need to back it with, let me just move all this nastiness out of the way. I have got some, this is avocado dyed paper, which I did myself, and I'm going to pop that on there. I think my glue gun needs to be filled up a little bit. Go. Let's pop that down. Just pop it up there. Won't have so much trimming to do. Just conscious of not pressing too hard. I'm not quite sure if that modelling paste is completely dry yet, so just being a little bit cautious with it. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is trim this up. I've got shaky hand syndrome. like so. I'm using the scissors to do this because I do find that if things are a little bit wet, if you use the trimmer, it just tends to tear it, to be perfectly honest. And I don't want to tear it. Didn't trim that terribly well. There we go. Okay. And let's do the taggy shape. Well, I've maybe done that a bit big, but it don't matter. And that one there. And I want to... We've got a gold edge round there, which was actually on the napkin. And now I'm going to pop a little bit of a vintage photo edge around the other two sides. Just finish that off. There we go. I think that's done. Let me have a look at it. Okay. It's not one of my best efforts, I don't think, but it gives you the principle of the idea. So what I've used there is I have used the matte medium to cover or to stick the napkin down and then cover it over. And then we used a bit of the modelling paste to do the texture. And then I used just some alcohol inks to do the splurgy bits. The splurge is today's technical term, just in case you were wondering. And yeah, that's the finished result. So let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think it works? Doesn't it work? Not 100% sure about it myself, if I'm completely honest. But what I have done is I have used up one of these. I think I'll make some more, but I think I will do it slightly differently, and I'm not sure I'll use the alcohol inks next time, if I'm completely honest. I think it's the alcohol inks that are bothering me a little bit. But yeah, just used up some of those, or one of those, and I'll use up some more to make some more tags. And the size of this tag, by the way, it's a really decent size. It is 7.5 inches by 4 inches, so that's a really good size for a standard journal size. Okay, that's it today, guys. Hope you like it. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow for Stash Busting Saturday, and take care. See you soon. Bye.